Hey guys, Frostborn just came out with a new update, and actually it was yesterday, but I was at a conference and for those of you who have been like, where is Forza? I've been really busy, and I actually did record a video for you guys that was gonna kind of explain everything that's going on in the future, but it wasn't good enough, and so I'm going to re-record it, and that's going to be next, and it's going to be a huge video. In fact, it's going to include something big. Well, you guys should definitely watch that next video, but this video is about this new update. Honestly, it's a huge update, so we are going to talk about it. One of the things that you'll notice right away is that some of the stuff that's in these chests, like in a symbol above it, and so that's kind of a cool feature that helps with, you know, grabbing your stuff quickly, knowing what to get. But that is not the only thing in this update. This update has a lot more stuff, so let's get into it. The first thing, well, let's actually just let's go to it. We're gonna put our OP fire elemental mount on, and we are going to go to each one of these things that is in this update. First of all, Molholl is back, and we're gonna check it out, see what kind of Molholl there is to experience in this situation. But they have a ton of stuff. They've got Elven armor, extra Alfar weapons. There's just so much in this update. So let's go ahead and, okay, Immortal, Backborn of Midgard. Okay, rumors. Okay, I'm not gonna read all this, guys. You guys probably know that this stuff is kind of, it doesn't really make sense. It doesn't really fit. I'm not ready to take orders yet. Come by later. Great. So it's interesting that the Molholl is not quite done yet. It makes me think that we got to go into Hell's Lab and bring it. It makes me think that the Molholl is going to be permanent after this update. That's what it looks like is going to happen. So let's go and see what it's like with the new zones. All right, you see there's the new zones here, but we got to open it through the Great Tree. So hopefully they made the Great Tree easier so that we can actually complete it. If not, this will be a pretty short episode. All right, so we are now in the Great Tree, and it looks like things have changed a little bit. Challenge arena, blah, blah, blah. We've seen this before. Use the 3 different medallions. Well, I think I still have them. Okay, well, maybe I have them at the base. I will go check and see if I have the medallions at the base. That's really, really frustrating that I don't have them. Let's see if this has them. So we've got, this is the season, and it looks like this is something new. They have 500 mastery points for the Berserk class. So, and you can get 1,000 for these guys, and 300. This is a really cool thing. This is actually something it's kind of similar to what I had asked them to do, to where I was like, make some of the easier classes, some of the easier to get. So it's kind of cool that they're doing this. The free to play for ice mages, so they're making some of these easier ones. This is for healers, so like some of the basic classes, it is now going to be much easier to get tons of mastery points for those classes. Eternal Fire allows you to get blessings from statues of combat masters. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so this is a new set they have. It's the Elven Hood. You can see it's legendary. It's medium. It's got staff damage resistance 20%, so it's kind of cool that they're doing this now. Now there's armor that is specialized against other types of weapons. So, and then we've got the Elven Chest, which gives 40 hit points. You look over there, you see damage to players and attack speed. So there's going to be a lot of extra attack from this. And then this one lets you, other players deal 10% less damage to you, so it's kind of like almost not quite as good as a Jorgen, but it's part of a whole set. And then this increases your movement speed by 25%. So this is now the new fastest boots in the game. That's pretty significant, and it looks really dope. I've already seen pictures of this outfit, and it looks really good. So you got the extra damage resistance to staff plus the 10% towards everyone. That's just really incredible. So Thor's bow's back in the game. I know that a lot of people have been missing the stun bows, so it's kind of nice that that is in the rewards you can get. And then it looks like we've got the Alfar Spear. The spear strikes 170% more damage, but costs 2 points of weapon durability. Wow. So it looks like this spear, every 10 seconds you get a strike that does almost double damage. And that's pretty incredible. Like if you're fighting someone and you're able to I think that first hit is going to be a really good weapon for the Thrasher, because you also get that 30% bonus. And so that first hit is going to freak people out. They're going to be like, whoa, this is just absolutely destroying me. And so let's look at some of these other options. It looks like they've got a new Alfar Mace. This is new. Let's see if we can get it. Attacks on the Alfar Mace have a 5% miss chance. On a successful attack, Mace applies 1.5% weapon miss chance to an enemy. The effect lasts 10 seconds and can be targeted up to 5 times. So this is a weird weapon. It looks like the DPS is really strong at 78, and then you have a chance of missing, which is really frustrating, but you can get your enemy to have a chance to miss up to 7.5%. So honestly, I don't know if this is that great, because you're guaranteed a 5% miss, and you can only get them to stack up at a 7.5. But with that 78 DPS, it's not a bad weapon. It's kind of an annoying weapon. I don't know if I'd like it. This weapon has 78 DPS as well, and then it's skilled as more. This other one, 5% chance to miss. That's not a lot, but it's also not going to be a ton what you're applying on your enemy. But the damage is 86, and that is really good. Those of you who play melee characters, you'll know, man, sometimes having that really strong hit, you can just get up to them once, get that one hit, and then if they're running away, you still got all of that damage. So I definitely think there's going to be a place for this mace. It just, having that, man, if you're like, oh, I'm going to kill someone, and you get that 5% miss, it's going to really frustrate you. It does look like they do have the free-to-play version of the Elven pants. You got to get up to 79, which is significant, but it's not that bad. And then they've got the Thor's dagger and the Thor's staff. A lot of these things are coming back into the game. They're kind of adding a lot of good stuff this game. And then we've got the bag of dry herbs for a healer class, and it's used at the offering at the altar of Freya. So the altar of Freya is something that is part of new Alfheim. So I'm not able to get quite there yet. Let's see what else they've got here. They got a ritual knife. It's an offering for the Berserk class, again at the altar of Freya. And then we've got the Alfar jar, which so this is a flask, which is nice. And so while wielding the jar, your maximum health is reduced by 15%. Each fourth attack with the jar deals 30 damage in a small radius around the hit enemy. So splash damage. The DPS it's pretty good. I'd say 31 DPS for a flask is pretty incredible. I'd have to compare it with the Thor's flask, but I think this is definitely something worthwhile. And then to show you guys the Elder Chest, let's see if we can click on it. It's not showing us the contents of the Elder Chest. Why isn't it doing that? Did they change it to where you can't see it? It's another hidden change. Okay. Well, it says set reward for bringing Roots of Evil or Seeds of Power to Elder Camp Molholl during the season. So it really looks like this season we are going to be building the Molholl, which means that it will probably be added next season permanently into the game, which personally I think that's really exciting. It seems like maybe they've just decided it's gonna be more of a single player game. Maybe not. Maybe they'll be adding team play again. We'll see. Only time will tell. But it's cool to see that. So I'm not able to get into new Alfheim yet, and so let me just explain to you what are some of the things in new Alfheim. Obviously, there's the Great Tree Challenge, which I've already shown you that in previous videos. It's really hard, but now it's worth it because you can unlock new Alfheim. So hopefully you guys have saved up. I will go look at my base, but I don't think I have a purple one. I think I used it all because of how hard it was, and it's going to be it's really hard to get those points, but you don't actually have to do the purple challenge, which was the really hard one, to get the purple medallion. So it's not going to be that crazy hard to get through new Alfheim into the new zones. And then once you do, you've got several other options. You've got the Crucible of Alfheim, where the Elven masters are able to smelt old or unwanted weapons into blacksmith orbs that contain new and more powerful equipment. So basically, I think it, we need to test this out, but I think you can take weapons that you just don't like, or that are almost broken, or maybe personal ones, hopefully, and you can smelt them down into something that's useful. That is fantastic if that is the case. And then you've got the Altar of Freya, which from my understanding, we are going to be able to get level 5 classes now. Let me see if I can find something in here. Let's see. Okay, I don't have any of these, like the Ice Mage, up to level 4. And I don't think the Sorcerer is unlocked yet. So I can't show you guys. Wait, I think, let's see, what else? The Berserk. No, I don't have the Berserk. Literally, I don't have any of these classes are the ones I don't have. So, but if you're the healer, the Ice Mage, or the Berserk, I'm pretty sure that the Altar of Freya is how you get a level 5 class. You got to get that token, turn it in, and then that unlocks the level 5 class. I'm pretty sure, could be wrong on that. Nope, here it is. It says it on there. The level 5 class is available for the Berserk, healer, and Ice Mage. Okay, so I nailed it just on my prediction, but that's just this is because I've been covering Frostborn for so long. I kind of know how they work. So, and then I already showed you guys the Elven armor in the season, and then I showed you the new Alfar weapons, the spear, the mace, and the jar. And then there's also the fire dragonling, which I guess we can go and show you guys that too while we run back and see if we have that extra medallion. The fireling, the dragonling, fire dragonling is part of the protector class, and it's interesting. It's got some decent skills. One of which is I'm like, is this a blessing or a curse? Because it says that what it does is it makes it to where when you taunt people, they miss you, or they have a chance of missing you, which is great as long as you're wanting them to miss you. But if I think they basically, if you're doing a damage reflect combo, then that could end up putting you in an awkward situation, because you do damage reflect and then they're missing and they're not doing damage to themselves, and that could be a problem. But maybe they have it to where even if they miss you, they're still doing damage to themselves. That would be really OP if they did. But let's go look at what those things are. And we probably won't max out this pet, but we do want to look at it. So here we go. Here's the new little fire dragonling. And you can see additional effect. So after you charge, you stun the target within 1 point radius and deal 5 damage to them. So this can go, bigger, to where you rush in and you're going to be more like a thrasher, except you don't leap, you just kind of rush in. And if you could stun, a whole team that's kind of wadded up together, then that would be really, really powerful. Then the next one is enemies within the area of a taunt have, I think it's up to a really high chance. It looks like it might go up to as much as maybe even 75% chance of missing. So as long as you're not trying to do taunt reflex, or they allow that to count, that's really powerful, unless it messes with taunt reflex, and then it's really not good. So, and then the last one is upon taking damage, the dragonling will set the offender on fire. The damage will take, and then true damage, which this is really nice, because especially if you get that up and you're working as a protector, you're taunting people, you're wanting them to do damage to you. So it's kind of like having like Thorn's armor in a lot of different games, where basically you just are constantly doing damage to the people that are doing damage to you, which is really good for protector. So I think that's a really good pet addition. I think every season we're going to see a new pet or two in the game, which I think is, I like the pets, even though they might break the balance of the game at some level. I do like them. And so I don't know if you guys like them or not. I know that there's some pay to win aspects of them, but they're cute and they're kind of cool skills, which I like. But that's kind of it. The only other thing is that there is a source, and that you saw that in the season as well. So it's kind of cool that they're adding this, by the way, because it's going to make it easier to get mastery points. But you're also going to have, they have level 5 classes, so they're making it easier to get up to level 4 classes. But then they added level 5 classes. This is the Kefir way. This is what you should expect. But then they've got this eternal fire, and you use it at the altar of Freya. So a lot of this stuff, really this whole area is centered around getting level 5 classes. I think they said they were going to increase the level cap. We'll see if that is actually the case, or if let me see if I can find it. I want to run over here real quick and see if I can see what the level cap is. They might not have upped the level cap. Let's see. Let's just find out if they upped the level cap. Okay, so it looks like they did not up the level cap. They said they were going to. Some of us gave bad feedback for that. So I'm wondering if the altar of Freya and having to give that token to get level 5 classes is like a compromise to where they're not increasing the level, or if they're going to end up increasing the level later on. I don't know, but it looks like they did not increase the level cap, so there's not as much grinding in that area. But you do need to get that token and turn it into the altar of Freya to be able to get that level 5 class. So overall, I would say this update has a lot of cool stuff added to it. It also is probably going to make, I don't know. I think it's not the direction that I was wanting, but if we really are building the Molholl so that the next season is going to be like permanent, ongoing PvP content, kind of like the new shipyard event, which I think was an incredible addition to the game, then I think that they are moving in the direction that I was wanting them to move. And so, but this update itself by itself is more of, more PvE, more stuff to kind of grind and work towards. But a lot of people like that, and it definitely gives those who are advanced and kind of like, I want to unlock something new and I want to work towards something and that next goal, it definitely gives you what you're wanting, to be able to go in there, fight those mobs, get those medallions, work towards that next step, get up to where you have a purple, blue, and green, and then get access to a new zone that gives you access to level 5 classes, and it gives you, ability to just turn in and smelt down old weapons. I think it's a pretty cool update. So that's it for this update. And I'm not going to do any more videos on this update, and you might be like, what does that mean? And you will find out in the next video. Remember, there's going to be a big thing in that video. You'll definitely want to watch it, and it's going to be the biggest video this channel has ever done. It's going to be worth your time if you care about this channel at all. If you only care about Frostborn, actually it's still going to be a big deal. So it's the next video, and I'm going to leave you in suspense with that. All right, guys, see you next time.